What's up, guys? It's ZG, and I'm so glad to be back here making content for you guys. We took a couple days off for the holidays, but we are back with another episode of the Easy Flawless series, where we go in depth with the subclasses in the game to help better perk your guardians out for Trials of Osiris. Now, as always with these videos, if they can hit at least 120 likes each, we will continue to do them. So you hunters out there that are still waiting for your videos, make sure you drop a like on this video, and we will get that done. But we are here with the Striker subclass, so let's get right into it. Now, right off the bat, we want to focus on intellect and discipline. I just don't value Titan melees like that. I much prefer their grenades and their supers, so we want to focus on intellect and discipline. Now, moving into the subclass here, starting with the grenades, we have Flashbang Grenade, Pulse Grenade, and Lightning Grenade. We run Lightning Grenade, very powerful grenade, great area of effect grenade. The only other option in my opinion would be the Flashbang Grenade, because Pulse Grenades are just absolutely useless. I don't see why anybody would want to use them. They don't do any damage at all. But Flashbang Grenades can be a great grenade if you're very precise with them. They only do a lot of damage if you get the grenade directly under someone's feet, and they only truly blind them, again, if it's a direct hit. So I don't usually run them, but they can be pretty clutch. I like to run lightning grenades, so they're very powerful. So in my opinion, in Trials of Osiris, this is the go-to grenade. Next up for our jump, as always with my Titan, I run increased control, PvE, PvP. It's just my pick. It's the only way to Titan skate, and it's really the only option, especially in Trials, closing those large gaps, doing exactly what the Titan is made for. So we run increased control, and that's really the only option. Next up, we have our Fist of Havoc. We have Aftermath, Death from Above, and Shockwave. I run Aftermath, and a little known fact about Aftermath is it actually has the largest radius for the Titan Slam, whereas Shockwave has the smallest. Shockwave can be a pretty good option. I do see some people running it to success, but in my opinion, the wave itself is a little bit too narrow, and the radius of the slam itself really isn't that large, so I don't like to use it. It still will shut down any super, but in my opinion, just the radius and just that the craziness that is Aftermath, I typically don't like to run Shockwave. But the only other option that I would run would be Death from Above. I've been seeing a lot more of this recently, and I think it's because people are really starting to get more vertical with their Titans, which is a great thing. But Death from the Above is basically the Superman jump in the sky, and you shoot down to the ground, and I kind of compare it to the Nova Bomb Lance. It's much faster, it's much more accurate, but you do have to have that level of skill with it. So for me, I run Aftermath. Fist of Havoc leaves a damage dealing field in its wake, and that in itself can be very powerful as well. But moving on, we have the Storm Fist, which is actually a very powerful, if not the most powerful melee in the game, but unfortunately, because of the nature of the Titan melees and T-Rex arms, I just don't hold it in that high of tier. But we have Overload, reduce Storm Fist cooldown. Hits with Storm Fist have a chance to immediately reset its cooldown. Discharge, hits with Storm Fist deal area of effect damage around the target. And Amplify, kills with Storm Fist significantly reduce the cooldown of Fist of Havoc. Now, we run Amplify here because, again, we're putting that focus on Fist of Havoc and our grenades, and this only helps with that because as you're getting kills with your Storm Fist, it's significantly decreasing the cooldown of your Fist of Havoc. And I like to run this because if I'm hitting somebody at all with Amplify, it's typically going to be after I shotgun, after I've pushed. So getting that kill and getting that increase to my super gauge for the Fist of Havoc, for the Aftermath, it really can make a difference sometimes, so that's what I run. Next up, of course, Max Armor. For you Titans, you can run Titan Codex 5, which will give you a big boost to recovery and only reduce your armor by a little bit. Now, typically, I'm not going to recommend that because I think that one of the defining points of being a Titan is their high armor stat, and using that to your advantage can really be the difference. So 99% of the time, I'm going to recommend you guys run Max Armor. But in this middle tree here, we have Headstrong, Sprint Faster, and Sprinting increases the leap distance of Fist of Havoc. Aftershocks increases the duration of Pulse Grenade, Lightning Grenade, and Aftermath. And Transfusion, kills with Storm Fist or Shoulder Charge immediately trigger health regeneration. Now, I run Aftershocks here because, again, putting that focus on Aftermath and your Lightning Grenade, that area of effect, making them last longer, doing more damage, that kind of thing, it only increases that aspect of your mid game. Now, the only other option would be Headstrong, which will give you a little bit of a boost to agility as well as these bonus perks. And I don't typically use this. I mean, if you really wanted to perk into this, you could always run the Helm of Inmost Light, which will give you both Headstrong and Death from Above as a combination for the exotic, so that can be very good. But typically I'm just going to run Aftershocks. Now if you perk out into Shoulder Charge and you really do value Storm Fist as a melee, you could always run Overload, Transfusion, and then in this last tree, Shoulder Charge, which is a pretty good melee build, but again, I just don't value it that high for a Titan. But in this last tree, we have Unstoppable. You are harder to kill while using Fist of Havoc, Shoulder Charge, after sprinting for a short time, press the right stick to unleash a devastating melee attack, and Juggernaut, after sprinting for a short time, gain a protective shield. Now, I already know what you're going to say, Zen, you warrior, this and that. I don't care. Juggernaut is the meta right now, and it's just a very powerful perk, and until Bungie does something about it, this is most definitely the best option, in my opinion, for a Striker Titan. Now, a lot of people complain about Shoulder Charge, it's annoying, it's powerful, this and that, but in my opinion, guys, in this shotgun meta, Shoulder Charge is all but useless. I mean, it can be powerful early in your card, games 1 to 5, but once you get past that point, which is where a lot of you get stuck, which is where a lot of you get kicked out, those 7-in-1s, those 8-in-1s, Shoulder Charge is really gonna be what gets you killed a lot. So in my opinion, I like to use Shoulder Charge as a movement mode than actually getting kills with it. It can be a great way to, you know, turn a corner or close a gap. But in my opinion, it's basically useless. You could run Unstoppable if you really hold your Fist of Havoc at that high of a tier. But at this point, if you need to run Unstoppable, you're kind of tossing up here. I mean, I know that shotguns are the meta, and being shotgun meleeed mid-slam can be very, very tedious, but you should be positioning yourself in a way that you're slamming at just the right time where they don't have enough time to do that. And again, if you're running Death from the Above, then that's almost useless in my opinion. So Juggernaut really is the option right now. And again, until Bungie does something about it, it's going to remain my option. So one more time, just going over the perk set here, we have Lightning Grenade, Increased Control, Aftermath, Amplify, Max Armor, Aftershocks, and Juggernaut. And 99% of the time, that will not change. That will be my perk set and my build set for Trials of Osiris, the Striker Titan. Moving into our exotic picks here. Now, I said this in my last Titan video, but the Titan has a lot of neutral exotics, or exotics that are good for any situation, any subclass in the game, and both of my picks for the Striker fall under this category. We have the Armamentarium gain an additional grenade charge, giving us another lightning grenade, a very powerful setup. And you guys can see here I have increased armor when using an arc-based subclass, just my way of perking this particular exotic out to fare better with my Striker. I love this exotic because of the additional grenade and the additional lightning, so it's just a very powerful exotic for my Striker personally. Next up, we have the Twilight Garrison, giving us that airborne evade, still a very powerful exotic. A lot of people love this for a Titan because it's just very, very powerful. It's great movement, and right now it's really worked its way into the meta, so feel free to use this as well. But you also have the option of using the stand-asides if you're somebody who really values Shoulder Charge, and if you really want to have Unstoppable, you can always run Eternal Warrior. So those are my picks, the Armamentarium and the Twilight Garrison. As far as loadouts, for whatever reason, I love running my Last Word on my Striker Titan. I just feel like it fares very well. It goes very well with Juggernaut. When people finally get rid of that shield, they have to deal with your Last Word. So I like that. And of course, a shotgun, this is the meta we're talking about. But at any other time, if I'm not using the Last Word, I will typically run a Scout or a Mida or something like that with a sidearm, because I don't know why, I just like running sidearms with my Striker as well. But basically, that's everything, guys. I really hope you guys do enjoy this content. I'm glad to be back making videos for you guys, and I will see you guys very, very soon. Again, 120 likes, and we will do the next video. But that's going to do it for me, guys. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, hit it with a like, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. It's been your boy ZG. Peace.